Hey everyone, I'm so glad you're here. We've all been there. You reach for an egg, and suddenly you're not sure if it's still good. In this video, I'm going to share 5 simple ways to tell if an egg is spoiled, so you can avoid any unpleasant surprises in the kitchen. We'll cover everything from the sniff test to the water float test, and by the end, you'll be an excellent judge of freshness. Hey everyone, let's talk about something we all deal with: spoiled eggs. Knowing how to tell if an egg is bad before you crack it open is a crucial kitchen skill. So, how do we do it? First, let's understand what spoilage actually means. Spoilage in eggs isn't just about a bad smell, it's about the growth of bacteria, like salmonella, which can make you seriously ill. These bacteria thrive in warm temperatures and can multiply rapidly, turning a perfectly good egg into a potential health hazard. The longer an egg sits around, especially at room temperature, the higher the risk of spoilage. We are looking for signs of bacterial growth, which can manifest in several ways. Now, let's get to the main event, determining spoilage using the egg itself. The simplest test is the float test. Carefully place your egg in a bowl of water. A fresh egg will sink and lie flat on its side. An egg that's a little older might sink, but it will stand on one end. If the egg floats, it's definitely spoiled. The air pocket inside the egg expands as it ages, and a floating egg indicates significant airspace and likely bacterial growth. Remember, this is a general guideline. Even a sunken egg could still be spoiled, so always use your other senses as well. Look closely at the shell. Any cracks or unusual discoloration could be a warning sign. And of course, give it a sniff. A rotten egg will have a very distinct, unpleasant odor. Next, let's talk about a method some people use, but which I personally don't recommend: determination by prayer. Some believe that praying over an egg can reveal whether it's spoiled or not. While I respect everyone's beliefs and practices, this isn't a scientifically reliable method for determining egg freshness. It's important to rely on proven techniques to ensure food safety. Finally, let's consider the visual aspect: determination by image. While you can't always see spoilage from the outside, a cracked or damaged shell is a clear indication that the egg is at risk. Similarly, if you notice any unusual discoloration on the shell, like dark spots or mold, it's best to discard the egg. Remember, when in doubt, throw it out. Food safety is paramount, and it's always better to err on the side of caution. Don't risk your health over a single egg. Okay, so you've got an egg and you're not sure if it's still good. Let's figure this out. First, let's talk about what you might notice at night. Sometimes, if an egg is starting to go bad, you might see a slight discoloration or even a little bit of a slimy residue on the shell. This isn't always a sure sign, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. A really strong, unpleasant smell coming from the egg itself is another big red flag. If it smells even remotely off, it's best to toss it. Now, let's crack open that egg and examine the white. Fresh egg whites are clear, thick, and stand up tall and proud when you crack them into a bowl. As an egg ages, the whites start to thin out. They become more watery and spread out quickly. You might also notice a slightly yellowish tinge to the white, or even a faint, slightly ammonia-like odor. These are all signs that your egg is on its way out. The consistency is key here. If it's runny and doesn't hold its shape, it's probably time to say goodbye. Next, let's look at the yolk. A fresh egg yolk is round, firm, and stands up tall. As the egg ages, the yolk flattens out and becomes more spread out. The color might also change slightly, becoming paler or even a little more watery. Again, that faint ammonia smell can be present here too. If the yolk is noticeably flat, watery, or has a strange odor, it's definitely spoiled. Remember, a fresh yolk should be vibrant and hold its shape beautifully. Now, about this, how to find a sorcerer, part of the outline. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Perhaps there's been a misunderstanding. There's no magical way to determine if an egg is spoiled other than using your senses and checking for the signs we've discussed. Let's move on to what you should do if your egg is indeed spoiled. If you've determined that your egg is bad, the best course of action is simply to discard it. Don't try to salvage it or use it in any recipe. Eating a spoiled egg can lead to food poisoning, which is definitely not fun. Proper disposal is important. Wrap it well and throw it in the trash. Don't put it down the drain as it could clog your pipes. And remember, prevention is key. Always store your eggs in the refrigerator and use them within the recommended time frame printed on the carton.